Striceland Jackson. Welcome you guys to our new YouTube channel. This channel is called Overcoming. I'm so glad you guys are joining us. So let's talk about what overcoming is. We're gonna be telling stories of people who are going through struggles, and they're gonna tell you about it. Not only are they telling you about it, but they're gonna have a close friend or a family member that interviews them. Today, you're actually gonna hear from David and Yvonne. David's gonna tell his story, and his older sister is gonna interview him. Welcome, let's take a look.
So today we are going to interview David because his life has had a drastic change within the last few years. And looking back at it, what exactly was your life like before?
My life just a couple years ago had a lot of pain in it, and I mean it was definitely drastically different than it is right now. I was addicted to alcohol. I was addicted to drugs, and I was just full of pain and emptiness in my life, and it was quite difficult to kind of feel normal. And I spent a lot of time just feeling inadequate and not confident in who I was in any way. So it's quite different than where I am today.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what made you feel inadequate or how you felt inadequate?
I think that the problem that I struggled with was I really didn't know what it meant to be accepted, and I was constantly trying to be accepted and be affirmed in who I was. So I did things. I did things in order to win people's acceptance and in order to try to give people whatever they wanted in order for them to, accept me and love me.
Was that because you said you're talking about our parents, so it's more of they never showed you love or how to be loved in the first place?
I think that could have had something to do with it. I mean, our childhood, we had parents that intended to be loving towards us, but at the same time, a lot of the things that we did were based on it was based on our actions. That if you behave yourself, or if you do what I say, then I love you. It wasn't based on I love you first and then
An unconditional kind of love.
Right.
Yeah. I think I felt the same way with mom and dad. As far as the rest of like our siblings, we have 3 siblings, or 5 siblings total, so 3 other siblings that aren't here. But with the way that our parents were, I think it brought us closer together as far as our relationship. If you could picture a way that our family could have loved you better, what would that picture look like? Like, what could they have done to show you love?
I think that it could have been, it wasn't just me that had to kind of go through a place where you were expected to perform in order to be loved. I think it was you and our other siblings, and I don't think it was just our family. I think it was kind of just growing up in, going to school, and nobody was there to kind of tell me and to tell you probably that, that I love you, and I love you because you are who you are. So it was a constant, like, if you aren't performing, and then you're not going to be accepted, and so it's a constant effort to, like, am I good enough right now? And then that carried over into my adulthood, and trying to constantly win over people. So if you go to, when I was in high school, I started doing drugs because all the cool kids were doing that, and or at least who I thought were cool, and I couldn't, make friends with the very smart kids who were not doing drugs. So I found a way to be accepted by a group, and so I started to do things that were I knew I shouldn't be doing, just in order to be accepted, and in order to continue that pattern of seeing, doing the things that people wanted me to do in order for them to tell me that they accept me. So even after I left high school, I continued to do things that I thought people would accept me for. And then it morphed from there into something just beyond just trying to win people's acceptance. Then it became just a lifestyle of addiction and trying to fill the emptiness that then was there inside of me, and the pain. I was trying to fill it with substances and with things that were anything I could get my hands on that would make me feel, for at least for a moment, full and not utterly empty and utterly alone.
Do you think that I made you feel loved and accepted when we were younger?